Bum, bum, bum. Boom. Hello, and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic, lovely, stupendous dinosaur action. The list, as always, the same. Hopefully tonight goes a little bit better. The list is in the description. The link to the link tree, the Discord, which we're having some fantastic chats. You don't have to talk about dinosaurs, of course, in the Discord, even though I love to play them. It's the only thing I do play. But if you are new, potentially wondering how this crazy way to play them works, there's a primer in the description as well. There's a 2-hour live one I did, and then also about a 15-minute one, if you can't quite sit through that. But the gist of it, you make a lot of big mana in a stable way, and there it is. Play a lot of big stuff. You make that big amount only with lands. You don't have to rely on creatures, because we know many opponents have removal, sweepers. Oh my goodness. I'm drinking my coffee too fast, I think. But yes, they have lots of removal. It doesn't matter when you barf everybody with Ghalta. It doesn't have to be a dinosaur, but usually that makes a lot of sense, because Regisaur Alpha, Palani's Hatcher, give everybody haste. If everybody is a dino, you get to kill the opponent that turn. So you don't have to worry about a sweeper. It doesn't matter how many the opponent has. They're not going to stop you. They could kill Palani's Hatcher and Regisaur Alpha before combat, and then you wouldn't get to attack with them. But for the most part, you're gonna kill them, as you're about to see. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday. If maybe this is the first stream you're tuning into, or maybe if you had to go back to work for Thursday and Friday. I just wanted to get back to it and make a bit more money, I guess. So work today and tomorrow, weekend off, of course, and it's going to be a good one, a real good one. Especially it's garbage day tomorrow, Friday, and yeah, I say we jump right into it again. The list did not change. We'll get into the matches just because I'm starting a little bit later tonight, later than I would have hoped. But the thumbnail there, that is from The Mummy. I'm pretty sure it's the first Mummy with Brendan Fraser. I always wanted to use an image from that, but any sort of movie that's pretty old like that, 20-ish years, the quality of the scenes, the screen captures, that sort of stuff, it's not so great for the face swapping program that I used to put mine on there. Doesn't quite line up nicely. Yeah. That hand could be a little bit nicer. We're facing off against the boxer, and the name does sound familiar. I have to assume it's something black discard related. That hand's not going to work. Maybe if one of those forests was Castle Garenbrig, we would likely lose Sylvan Scrying with the Thoughtseize or Duress. So, that's better. Infinitely better. Now I will go with a forest or a stomping ground. We'll get off with that Commune. Technically we don't. I am going first. Kind of thought the opponent was going first. Oh, look. Oh my goodness. Oh, what are they going to play? Oh, okay. Of course, I figured it was Thoughtseize. It's quite reasonable to assume something like that. Oh, Castle Garenbrig, good stuff. And what do we do? What is the lesson, folks, with this? You turn Commune into a land, and I turned it into the absolute perfect land. I'm making 7, turn 4. There you go. Oh, you got your hand hate? It's not great, because you're not stopping me from making 7 and 8 eventually. We'll see. It could be a little bit problematic. This particular opponent on Rakdos, cat food, something like that. Cat combo. I did beat them actually on my lunch break today, that was pretty nice. Hopefully do it again. Oh my goodness. Probably gonna need a third cup of coffee after this. Oh my. It is a little bit worrisome. Ooh, two witches' ovens. We're not dead yet, but we could almost be dead next turn. Yeah, I would say there's a good chance we're dead next turn. They already have one Cauldron Familiar. Hopefully they don't have Yurga. If they have Yurga in their hand, we die on the spot, unfortunately. Excuse me, as cat food combo gets their win condition online, cycling a Cauldron Familiar to a Cauldron Familiar, back and forth, switching it because Cauldron Familiar itself becomes a food with Yurga who eats all. Hopefully I get to eat this opponent, devour them, but I think they have enough pieces of their plan. We might get lucky coming up here. Maybe. If they play Mayhem Devil next turn, that's also going to be pretty close. Hopefully it's not Mayhem Devil. Oh boy. I could top deck a T-Rex. Oh, I jinxed myself. It's almost like I'm playing the opponent's deck. We're not dead yet. We do need a Tyrranax Rex next turn to actually finish him with poison counters. I think we'll go down to maybe about 4 or 5 with the pings from the Mayhem Devil whenever a permanent is sacrificed, so their own, but also mine. Palani's Hatcher is a forced sacrifice with the dinosaur egg to make it into just a regular 3/3 dinosaur token. T-Rex or Ghalta would win us the game next turn. But we do have an out. We haven't lost quite yet. I also could draw Commune to dig for another T-Rex. Oh, that's Vaultborn. Doesn't quite do it. That has to be it. We'll play Vaultborn. Gain a bunch of life. It's kind of like the ooh, there's the T-Rex. Beautiful stuff. That's gotta be it. Cats, food. I'm pretty sure it's it. They're going to deal a bunch this turn, and then on their own turn to finish us off. Oh, that's odd. Oh, yeah, well, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just a good old Mayhem Devil. It's not always, maybe it is usually always in the cat food mixture, but Tranquil Frillback is back. Of course, we didn't ever see Up the Beanstalk in that particular game. Trim it. I'm just happy to have the frill back again, an additional way to take out Damping Sphere, which has been creeping up from many opponents, turning off Castle Garenbrig and Sunken from tapping for multiple mana, making them tap for a colorless. That's no fun. I can get around Damping Sphere if I just straight up get 8 lands in total. I still get to play big stuff, or 7 lands is reasonable too. Well, that's all right. Certainly better than no lands. Yeah, I want to keep Vaultborn Tyrant. I got a good feeling about this. I want the card draw, get to Ghalta, get some life, pack a punch. Perhaps a little bit better. Oh, I thought it was Thoughtseize for a second there. You have to assume there is going to be Thoughtseize somewhere in the mixture. Oh, it's a Sylvan Scrying. That's okay. Commune with Dinosaurs should dig for the next land. We have to grab a land. We need 3 green untapped on turn 3 to go with Archdruids there to grab the Castle Garenbrig. It would be pretty fantastic if we just saw it right off the top, which not quite. That's still going to be good. We could reasonably see a land for the turn coming up. Possibly play Vaultborn. At the very least, we're going to be hitting them pretty hard. 2 communes after playing the 1 Archdruids. Big stuff is going to... Fable. Fable is not going to cut it. Definitely not. Would I go Vaultborn if I draw a land that enters untapped? Really... pretty much every other land does. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it. Maybe they have a little bit of removal. That's okay. Now I can dig with Commune to grab Ghalta, or to grab a land, and then Archdruids grabs Ghalta. You get the idea. We're seeing Ghalta coming up in a couple turns. Mayhem Devil ain't gonna be pinging enough. I don't think. Maybe they will. Do it. Try to kill it. I guess not. Some opponents do make the mistake. The creature deals damage to Vaultborn and then they ping it or they kill it. And then I get a fantastic replacement. But they gotta be scared. I might take out Mayhem Devil with the Archdruid's Charm. Possibly. We'll go with Commune though. Definitely dig for somebody good. Tranquil Frillback. I like it. I also like Palani's Hatcher. Commune to either dig for a land or the Ghalta, and then we Archdruids. We shouldn't be dead, I don't think. Yeah, that should be alright. Don't want to hit him for 6. Maybe. I think we do it. Again, if things get too hairy, Vaultborn, just take it out. They would be pinging a lot. Pinging and draining me. Yeah, I might have to use Archdruids to take out the Mayhem Devil. We'll wait until they do their entire cycle, tapping all the witches' ovens and whatnot. Fight the devil. I'm trying, Mad Dad Lab. And I could risk it. Maybe. Now they would deal 4. 1, 2. Nah, we're just gonna kill it. We're just gonna kill it. And we hope we draw Ghalta next turn, unfortunately. That's okay. That's okay. At the very least, we're not dead yet. Although again, I do need Ghalta next turn. Oh boy. I mean, if they play a Mayhem Devil, of course, that's going to be pretty problematic. Carnage Tyrant could be nice. I jinxed myself. I gotta say, it's been a long time since this scenario has happened, and we're dead. We're just dead. Classic, fantastic Rakdos Junt. Really, it is Junt. They have that little splash of green in there to get Yurga who eats all. They didn't need it. They went back to the tried and true method of Mayhem Devil, Witch's Oven. It's good. It's good. It's going to take games. It's going to take matches from just about... I know. Although I got to admit, facing off against discard decks, mono black, waste not discard, or any sort of thing like that, it is satisfying to get the wins. It might be the most satisfying, you know, sending out a bunch of good games, oops. They get what's coming to them. You want to play certain stuff? That's okay. That's okay. You got to be prepared for destruction. Like we could here with Azorius Spirits, unfortunately. And that could be problematic a bit. Now I do have 2 T-Rexes and Carnage Tyrant. I'm not going to use Commune because I have that Sylvan Scrying. Now, would Commune make sense? Possibly. Nah. I think Mausoleum Wanderer would let Commune with Dinosaurs go off, which means the Sylvan Scrying that I know is on top would go to the bottom because I can't grab it now. Now we see if they let it go off. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Huh. Or they have a... Oh, well. Well. They're countering this, that's for sure. They have to. That was a nice surprise. They're thinking about it. Yeah. Start mousing over the land. Start thinking about what might be about to happen to them. I'm getting Carnage Tyrant next turn. Phew. That's... I don't know, that's weird. I was completely tapped out. They could have just spell pierced immediately. Strange. Very strange. But it is not strange when you just play Carnage Tyrant. It's a pretty good thing, and we've gotten quite fortunate against... excuse me. Against Azorius Spirits. They haven't played too many, the Rattle Chains. It's probably what they were thinking of doing, either the Spell Pierce for 1 blue, or Rattle Chains for the 2 mana that they had there. Now, is Carnage Tyrant going to be a better clock? We'll see. I can certainly try and use Archdruid's Charm, and Mausoleum Wanderer will get it. See what they flash in at the very least. I bet they'll flash in somebody. Okay. We'll try for it. Either way, it probably would be countered, so that's how she goes. Nuts. If I waited for the Rattle Chains, Mausoleum Wanderer going to 2 power, could have sacrificed it. I had 1 left over with the Sunken, so I could have potentially played it still with attacks from Wanderer, making me pay 1 more. Hopefully we get 6. We're probably dead anyways. They have a bunch of flyers. They certainly could flash in the Supreme Phantom. It's just unfortunate not seeing another land. If we had played T-Rex, they would have been dead. Nuts. I really do wish I had Shifting Ceratops in this moment. Okay, so 7. Yeah, that tends to do the trick. Good old Azorius Spirits. I do fear it a little bit. Well, T-Rex is nice, of course. You know it is nice. Hornet Queen. If we land that, boom. All their aggression grinds to a halt. Now, should I trim T-Rex? Maybe. Keeping up the Beanstalk? Nah. Alright. Honestly, oftentimes I am trimming up the Beanstalk. Certainly it is, good in the grindier matchups. More relegated towards the sideboard. Up the Beanstalk is. Hornet Queen just would generally save me in quite a few scenarios. You land it, boom. Maybe the opponent simply doesn't attack after it lands because there is those 5 flying Death Touchers. Oftentimes they don't attack, and many opponents have creatures. There you go. There you go. I could have Up the Beanstalk plus Hornet Queen, or Hornet Queen could take up the spot where Up the Beanstalk is. Oh yeah. Stomper is always going to be... It's never going to be a bad thing. Topiary Stomper grabbing that forest, lovely stuff. Topiary being 4 power, triggering Vaultborn, being a dinosaur. There you go. Having haste if you get 7 lands. And oftentimes, at least for me, the only painful point with Stomper is never quite getting to 7. It does happen. I do get flooded, as we all do, but just not often getting to 7. Never really sat well with me. It's hard to say. I go back with Topiary Stomper and Clifftop Lookout. 2 creatures for 3, but that 2 Sunkens, I'll give it a shot. We only have to see a Sylvan Scrying, an Archdruid's Charm, Castle Garenbrig itself, or Commune with Dinosaurs, which is going to dig... Oh, okay, well, that's good. That's something. But what I'm saying is there's a very good chance to, hey, flash in that Rattle Chains and... do it. You want it. You're gonna. Spend that too. Oh, they don't. Well, we just keep waiting. If they do nothing, we do nothing. Eventually, we crush them. We're going to. It's a bit of a staring contest here now. Do it like Sylvan Scrying. They would counter it, probably. Take the ping with Stomping Ground. Have a little bit extra to play. Maybe they go Rattle Chains plus Mausoleum Wanderer, something like that. They must know I have something because I took the sting from Stomping Ground. I just wanted to have one extra after I cast Archdruid's Charm, hopefully resolving it in a couple more different scenarios. However, this is where it's at. At the end of the opponent's turn, if they still haven't done anything, we go Archdruids, draw out the counterspell, draw out something from the opponent, and hopefully resolve Sylvan Scrying. We'll see. Somebody has to make the first move. If I only had Archdruids and not the backup of Sylvan, I wouldn't have done this. It's okay. It's alright. 2 Sylvan Scryings is quite fantastic. We're going off with 1. It's just how it is. Try and get that Cavern of Souls though, for sure. Ah, shoot. Nuts. Okay. We just have to land Hornet Queen next turn, and I suspect we might be landing a win. Well, they could have Ether Gust, something like that. We have to name Insect. We absolutely have to name Insect. I almost named Dinosaur there, but this has to stick. Oh, did you have some counter spells? Huh? We'll see. They might have some other wacky thing to stop it, but at the very least, they can't counter it. There you go. Oh, look. Now we bought time. I did feel confident naming Insect for Cavern of Souls instead of Dinosaur just because I have T-Rex. I know the play I make next turn also can't be countered. Bounce stuff, I guess. I still got 4. Taking out the Spell Queller would be nice. I am able to make Ghalta, so that is something. Yeah, no, you can't attack. I got flying stuff. I have more flying stuff. Oh, this is a beautiful situation. Again, we'll just play T-Rex, we'll smack him with that, and we hold back the swarm of Hornet Queen Death Touch insects. Stinging potential from that creature. Oh boy, you can't counter it. They can't even target it. They only have 5 mana, so... Well, they might have a bounce spell for a single blue, but for the most part it's possibly removal for 2. They only have 3 left over if they use that removal for 2, and then whatever they target with T-Rex would be countered because of the word 4. Oh, this is pretty hilarious. Yeah. Do whatever you gotta do. Would they have settled the wreckage? I don't know. I'm a little bit worried. Nah. Yikes. Oh, the sheltered. Are you serious? Really? Oh, okay, well, I'll play another. That's what you get. Yeah. What you gonna do now? Alright. Tyrranax Rex always wins. If you have one, you want to see a second. If they deal with the first, play the second, play the third. it's good against a lot of stuff. I don't even have to sell it. You're making big amounts. Play the thing. They can't counter. Likely can't target. The thing that has haste, that's trample, that's toxic. The odd time toxic does come into effect. Whenever an opponent has a bunch of life, they don't account for when they will get to 10 poison counters. T-Rex would have to hit 3 times, or if you have 2, you play 1, connect. The next turn you play the second and both connect, and then they get to 12 poison counters, which is, of course, more than 10. But all you have to do is play Hornet Queen. There you go. Oh, wow. Definitely. It's a little bit of a risky hand there with the Sunken and the Forest, but Sylvan to grab Castle Garenbrig would be good. Of course, it's probably going to be countered by a turn 1 Mausoleum Wanderer. That thing is almost as... It happens almost as much as a turn 1 Thoughtseize. From an opponent that is in black, I feel. It's always the Mausoleum Wanderer. Would be nice to have creature-based ramp. Will they let it go off? I don't think so. Didn't see that coming. I did. We did beat him, so it is understandable that they would want to stop us at every point. They don't want to let the Hornet Queen happen again. Okay, more lands, that's good, that's what we want. An Archdruid Charm next turn wouldn't even be super good. Mausoleum Wanderer 100% would sacrifice itself. Even if they were tapped out, I wouldn't be able to pay even an extra 1 for a total of 4. They haven't played Supreme Phantom though, giving all their spirits +1/+1, so not too bad. Hey, I like it. We could top deck a Castle Garenbrig next turn, maybe. Or we just die, especially if they get the Mausoleum Wanderer. Or maybe they make Mutavault into a creature, play land, plus the Supreme Phantom, plus Mutavault. Ooh, that would be good. Be mostly dead at that point. Or Mockingbird. Mockingbird is... It's a good card. If you're in blue and you have cheap creatures, that's probably what you're playing. Oh, man. Could have been good, but of course... 7? Is there any way we... maybe? We'll try and play Regisaur Alpha, perhaps. 3, 5, 7. Oh, exactly. If by chance we had landed Regisaur Alpha, blocking the Mutavault, maybe I go down to 1 or 2, get Castle Garenbrig off the top, maybe play Ghalta. Perhaps. I am missing that Cavern of Souls though. Darn. I might up it to 3 copies. I think Azorius Spirits is climbing a little bit. I read one meta report and it seemed to be gaining in popularity. Shifting Ceratops back in can be countered. Protection from blue, reach if we spend a green, and that is an activated ability, so you can use Castle Garenbrig's mana for that. That is a keep, although we do see Karuga, the Macro Sage. Last night that was Quintorius combo, so hopefully it's not that once again. I think it might be. Maybe this is the same opponent as last night that was playing that particular Planeswalker, that darn elephant. Doesn't seem to be the case. We'll try for one Up the Beanstalk at the very least. I think maybe they... Oh, okay. Interesting. No, yeah. It's funny business. Oh boy. They at least have the... Okay, well, they got their source of white with that treasure. We're about to see what we're about to see next turn. Of course, we could get fortunate. They might not have Quintorius combo in their hand, or Quintorius canned, I should say. Get that concede button ready. Oh boy. It's odd. It's odd. I gotta say, never. I don't think I ever faced it last month, December, at all. Maybe one time. Then strangely enough, in back-to-back nights, once in back-to-back nights. Don't have anything in for it. Now, going back to last night, Magebane Lizard, I believe, was suggested potentially to bring it in. Of course, I don't have Pithing Needle or anything that stops the activated abilities of a particular card, as long as they're not mana abilities. Pithing Needle is the all-star of that. I mean, you can spend one of any color, an artifact for one of any color, to stop Quintorius, Teferi, Unfairy, Hero of Dominaria, Up the Beanstalk. Let's trim that. Keep the power, keep the heat going. Don't trim the creatures, and see what happens. See what happens. Where's 5-color Overlord enchantments and Azorius Control and Rakdos Demons when you need it? Even mono black waste not discard. I would face that any day before this particular deck. But it could be quite fantastic. Sylvan Scrying grabbing that Castle Garenbrig. If we draw a land next turn that enters untapped, might be able to kill him with Ghalta. We would be on track for a mana on turn 4. That's going to be our best bet here. The opponent just does their own thing, and we'll see. Would I want to use the Archdruids to get rid of the treasure? Potentially, when they... Oh, the creative outburst. Oh my goodness. They made a treasure. Whew. Are they going to play a land and get Krug into their hand? Oh boy. Oh boy. Who knows? Oh my goodness. Gee. Look at that. I wonder if they have a land plus Quintorius in their hand. At the very least, they're not making 5 next turn. Not today. Not today. Commune, we search for a land for the turn, play it, and we still get to go with Archdruids. Lovely stuff right there. Would they play something that... I don't know. I hope they spend their mana at least a little bit. Again, they may not have too many counter spells. They're just going to do their own thing. I think there's a reasonable chance that Archdruid's Charm could resolve, and then we could get Ghalta. We're going to try at the very least. Oh boy. Oh, the Vaultborn Tyrant. Okay. Don't counter it. Good, good. This is positive. Of course, I do imagine there is going to be a piece of removal, some sort of answer for Regisaur Alpha there. Something for 1, or actually I guess it can't be for that. Just because Krug is a macro sage. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Ruthless aggression.
Oh, that was fantastic. The opponent was stunned at the potential. I saw him mousing over that Regisaur Alpha there. Hey, this is not fair. Oh, I was killed on the spot on that turn. Man. Okay. But we know what we have to do. Of course, it was basically the same turn of events, the same turns as that first game. So you take out the treasure. If they could make 5 and play Quintorius the next turn, you take out the treasure. Just do it. It might buy you enough time. They might only have 4 lands. They were hoping that treasure would stick around. That was going to get them to 5 mana, but then they're always stuck on 4, and they can't quite get it done. Tranquil Frillback would be nice, but again, instant speed, artifact destruction, that's where it's at the end of their turn. See if we can surprise them again. Hopefully they just stumble a little bit there. Ooh, that's not going to cut it. 2 Ghaltas, a Stomping. I like Archdruid's Charm. Cavern of Souls, if that was a source of green, I'd try it. Even if it wasn't Castle Garenbrig, if that was a forest commune to dig, yeah, that's better. It's infinitely better. Yeah. Hopefully naturally drawing a Sunken. Of course, it would be nice if we played a second Sunken as the second land, forest as the third land. We have 3 untapped that can use the Archdruids to take out the treasure quite nicely. Carnage Tyrant, no. They might have a little bit of removal, some sort of answer that bounces Palani's or Regisaur. So we're going to have a little bit of redundancy having one of each, instead of maybe sending it to the bottom and keeping that Carnage Tyrant in my hand. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. Creative Outburst. Magma Opus. Oh boy. Oh, are they going to put Kruga into their hand? Really? Oh. Well, how about that, folks? There you go. They're not making 5 next turn. They're definitely not. Don't have to worry about that. I could kill him if I draw a land that enters untapped. Now will they have a counterspell again? They only have stuff usually that does their stuff. The counterspell would have to have a mana value of 3, I believe. We'll try for Sylvan Scrying. We'll see. Make the opponent crying. Now, they play Quintorius next turn, we die. They don't play Quintorius, and we'll see. Oh boy. They don't have. Oh, folks, they don't have it. They don't have it. I'm making 8.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Oh, look, they're looking at Cavern. They have a counterspell in their hand. They were waiting for my big play. Oy vey. Oh, they countered the ability. Huh. I didn't expect the Mirror Shell Crab. Maybe I should have. That was painful, to say the least. Huh, okay. Play T-Rex and see what happens. Huh. Oh, they're still dead.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Okay. That was interesting, to say the least, but I think it was a good example of just staying positive. Sometimes it is hard to stay positive, especially against a deck like that where they play one thing and they win. You know they're going to win. It might not be super familiar if you've never really faced it before. You just see them doing all this stuff. They grab a thing that copies Quintorius, make a copy, make a copy, make a copy. Seems completely unfair because you might not have anything at all in your main or your sideboard to combat that strategy, and then no chance to beat them, but there's always a chance. They can't make 5. That was pretty sweet. Oh. Good revenge for sure. Hopefully it's not Azorius Spirits again. But going back to Azorius Spirits and going back to Shifting Ceratops, I was using it one night, I believe. I trimmed it pretty quick, but it would always be a pretty fantastic option. A little bit more counterspell protection, at least resolving something. But again, you can spend all the mana of Castle Garenbrig. You play Shifting for 4, you have 2 left over from the castle mana. 1 green for haste for Shifting, and then another green for trample if it makes sense to do so. Makes sense to keep that hand. Would this opponent have counter spells? Maybe. Maybe. You know what? I'll trim Cavern of Souls. We only need 1 more land to... Oh, guess maybe I shouldn't have. We lose Archdruid's Charm, unfortunately. Maybe it's going to be the painful Greasefang. Okay, Esper control. That's alright. Imagine up... Oh, no counter for Up the Beanstalk. Oh! Sunken. This is looking good. Esper Midrange. Interesting. Esper Demons, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Pay 2 life, Archdruids, grab Castle Garenbrig. Let's get that out of the way because, again, they have counter spells, they have a bunch of stuff. Boom. We turn Archdruids into a land, into the most important land that I was looking for. And we hope for the best. We hope they don't kill us. We'll see. It is pretty cool that I do get some draw with Up the Beanstalk, that trigger, so it's coming in handy, but they could be about to die next turn. Hopefully they don't have another Thoughtseize. No, you can't target it with your Metamorphic Alteration, buddy. If they discard that card, I'll explain that particular combo. You lose on the spot, sadly. Nice. Well, it's a good game. You're dead. You're just dead. Oh, the Vaultborn Tyrant. Up the Beanstalk, coming in strong. I wouldn't have had that Vaultborn Tyrant in my hand when Ghalta's ability resolves. So this is definitely what it's all about. Boom.
You have no power here.
Ah, shucks. We got a 6/6 flying demon. Oh boy. Man, I'm scared. Not so much. Of course, they could get Archfiend of the Dross down very early, and I just died to the flying. However, they will just die to the flying, to the swarm. Oh, okay. You play one thing to make one big flying thing. I play one thing to make 5. You have one thing, I have 5. My thing is scarier. Although I do like Up the Beanstalk. Vaultborn Tyrant definitely helped getting that off of the trigger before Ghalta landed. Although it is problematic. If this is Esper Midrange with Metamorphic Alteration and Archfiend of the Dross, my creature becomes an Archfiend of the Dross. However, my Archfiend has no poison counters or oil counters. So when it comes back around to my turn, I just lose. Just with the Archfiend's ability there. Very nasty stuff. Let's trim Up the Beanstalk. Let's do it. Let's keep packing a punch. Keep the heat going. We do know there's Thoughtseize, so see if I can keep a pretty stable hand. A land, 4 lands would be nice. That absolutely never, ever against this particular deck. Probably never ever in general. Commune is probably gone now. Getting a little bit better, for sure. You know what? We might be able to make that work. I know it sounds crazy. Sylvan to get Sunken, Archdruids to get Sunken, Commune to dig for a Sunken. We'll see. Or it could... I think they have Grease. They might have Grease. Oh, Oh, look. Look at that. Whoa. Good. Yeah, it just seems like general Esper Midrange. Not too bad, as long as we can land Carnage Tyrant nice and early. Also quite nice to have that Cavern. We will be able to resolve Vaultborn Tyrant if they haven't thought seized it away. Or we could just be somewhat dead to the aggression from the opponent. Everybody is getting... Oh yeah, okay. Esper Midrange with a sort of backup of the Parhelion 2 there. And I probably have to bring in Tranquil Frillback for game 3 if it goes to it. Which it basically certainly seems like it might. Yeah, no, we're not winning that one. The Evangel of Synthesis there, that other creature beside Rafine. As long as they've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, it gets +1/+0 in Menace. So the one Carnage Tyrant that I played couldn't have blocked it. I would have taken 4 set. I would have been at 2 or less, and then I would have been drained by the Unholy Annex. Yeah, okay. Rafine is a Sphinx Demon. Pretty fantastic tying that in with Unholy Annex and Ritual Chamber there. But, no, not Up the Beanstalk. We know what it is. We know we have to take it out. Now, do I still like the Hornet Queen? Yeah, kind of, but seeing the fact that they do have Greasefang mixed in there, cheating out that big vehicle. Will they get Greasefang on turn 3, bringing out a Parhelion? Probably not. Again, it is sort of a side plan, I feel. It's not the entire plan of the deck. I'd keep it if it had a Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken, and then Commune would dig for the land that I don't have of the package. Whoa, that's the package. Like the haste from Rita. Send Regisaur to the bottom. Keep it safe because I do suspect you know what on turn 1. Oh, okay, I guess not. That's alright. You never know. You just never know. Next turn, Sylvan will grab that. I was going to say grab that Cavern of Souls. Oh, we'll still play it. And sadly, I'm super flooded at this point. It's just how it goes. Somebody big. Think about it. There is so many big, fantastic creatures. You would, technically, I did draw a big, fantastic creature. Well, they haven't thought seized yet. I have to assume they don't have it. I'm going to grab it now while they're tapped out and can't do anything. I want the life gain from Vaultborn. I like that quite a bit. As long as they don't play Archfiend of the Dross, I don't have to worry about maybe Metamorphic Alteration. Ooh, they got Parhelion. Maybe I should have searched for Tranquil Frillback there. Probably. Okay. We're not dead yet. We'll see what happens. Oh boy, do they have Metamorphic Alteration or not? Or they just play Greasefang, and then it would kill us with the flying of everybody. Oh boy. Metamorphic Alteration it is. Painful. Oh, okay. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world, but... Oh, man, look at that. 3 Parhelion 2s. Hopefully they didn't get a piece of removal for Ghalta. It could be nasty. Okay. Heartless from the opponent. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Sadly, that will do it. That's too bad. Sometimes you do get flooded like that. Now we'll bring it back around. At least play one more match here. Would be nice to go for an hour and a half. 2 hours every night as a minimum would be pretty sweet. The thumbnails, sometimes they do take quite a while. I love to tweak them, and sometimes I don't have to do much. The face swapper puts my face in just perfectly, but usually I have to take the base image that I use, overlay it, and blend my own face that was put there automatically, because artificial intelligence is not quite there yet in some cases. And it could have worked against some people. Send Regisaur to the bottom. Play it a little bit safe here. Oh, it doesn't really matter how much we play it safe. Probably done for. Sunken Citadel is nice to see. It could have been nice to play Up the Beanstalk, but Sunken is definitely going to be quite a bit more helpful. However, no idea what the opponent is doing. They're in Bant. Oh, Bant Collected Company or Bant Taxes, maybe. Oh gee. I wonder what they're gonna do. They have 4 mana. Who can guess what they're gonna play? No. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's Collected Company. I hear it's a pretty good card. At least that can make 7 next turn. I will get to 8. Perhaps we could surprise the opponent. Maybe. Yeah, that's not really going to happen, is it? Elite Spellbinder did not tax Archdruid's Charm. I like that quite a bit. I can still play Regisaur Alpha next turn. Of course, the aggression from the opponent mostly finishes us off. Oh, more lands is... It's not going to cut it. Yeah, no. That's... Flood City. Well, we're bringing in Hornet Queen for sure. If we stick that, it's going to be lovely stuff. Up the Beanstalk, trim it. Up the Beanstalk still can be kind of awkward. Something else for 2 or 3. Playing it in those early turns. Sometimes Up the Beanstalk will just sit in my hand. I play Sylvan Scrying on turn 2 for 2. Get a land, Archdruids, turn 3, something like that. It's happened often enough. That hand, though, definitely going to be the keeper, for sure. Yeah, Ghalta to the bottom. I got to keep that Hornet Queen. Cavern as well, although Cavern can't make a source of green for Archdruid's Charm there. At the very least, Commune should be finding our 3rd source of green. Gotta be a forest again. I want Castle Garenbrig to enter untapped next turn. If it was a Sunken, that would not have been so good. Oh, never mind. Thalia. Oftentimes that's all an opponent has to do. Play Thalia, keeps me off of the Archdruids for 1 turn, and that was... Okay. I like that. Might as well go with the Sunken. Perhaps I top deck Ghalta, or perhaps the opponent Aven Interrupters. I bet it's Aven Interrupter. Would they have a counter spell? Well, we're about to find out. They probably don't. See what happens. Aven Interrupter. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, they played the Aven Interrupter.
Yes.
Whoa. I mean, hopefully I land one of them. They have to run out of Aven Interrupters at some point, you imagine. Stop it. I still can make 7 for the other one I have. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. Oh nuts. I stuck it. I'm just going to play another. See what they do. I think they still might counter it. Possibly. hey, at the very least, I think the takeaway from tonight, of course, they can be completely, wildly different night to night. Just play the Hornet Queen. Is that going to help in many more scenarios as opposed to Up the Beanstalk, which doesn't really do something particular? Hornet Queen does something particularly painful. Yeah. I've done it before. Hornet Queen in this sort of flex-ish spot of 4 cards, Up the Beanstalk sometimes. I even started off with Magebane Lizard for a day there. That wasn't really super hot, but I do like to try things that are, well, would usually be sideboard cards. Start off with them, maybe have a good matchup if I face off against whatever deck is hurt by that thing. Ooh, no, that's pretty perfect. To stick the queen. Oh, they mulligan twice. Huh.
Dang! Oh.
I'm pretty sure they mulligan twice. I'll take it. Ooh, yeah, they're done. Love it. Maybe. I'll go Commune. I have my turn to play, grab Castle. It's lovely. Sylvan to grab Sunken. Perhaps. Oh, they have a whole lot of nothing. Really, we don't want Sunken. I'm playing Archdruids next turn. I'm not playing Sunken next turn. I have to have 3 untapped on turn 3 for Archdruids. So in these scenarios, I never grab a Sunken. Usually. I'm a little bit worried about the opponent. I know they play at instant speed with flash and stuff, so I have to have that Archdruids up and ready. Grab another Castle Garenbrig. Mostly just because maybe they have some land destruction. But, oh, they got 2 white. It's okay. Do your Coco. Do it. Good. We got the Sunken. Now the question becomes, what will they hit? Watch it be even Interrupter. That's pretty hilarious. Oh, shoot. You have a 2/2 flyer. We'll see. They could have something that reveals my hand. They tax the Hornet Queen. Oh, they got a 2/3 and a 2/2. Darn. They could have spells that maybe bounce those things, but if we stick the Hornet Queen next turn, we're in a pretty good position. And I do have 2. We'll see. I expect it's going to be stopped. Don't hit interrupt. No interrupter. No interrupt. No. Don't do it. Oh, that's... Well, we're not dead next turn. Let's not get too excited here. We're almost dead. What's it going to be? They could have another Tyrranax Tidebinder, which is a fantastic thing. Stops Ghalta and all that stuff, and makes Ghalta lose its ability. Counters it, in a sense. Oh, okay. Tyrranax Tidebinder coming in hot. Okay, well. Could have win, even if they get rid of it. Maybe. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps. I could potentially be left at 2. Oh! No, you can't block with... You can't attack with the Werefox. You can't. I'm certainly going to try and trade with it. Oh, they almost goofed up majorly. That could be pretty good. Especially if I land a Hornet Queen next turn, the second. Oh, they're taxing Hornet Queen 100%. We're not dead yet, but that's too bad. The darn Spellbinder almost got him. Three in the air. T-Rex. 4. Yeah, no. That does it. unfortunately, it's going to be exactly lethal. I blocked the Werefox Bodyguard, the Llanowar Elves, plus the Elite Spellbinder would do it, but close. Close. Hornet Queen staying in. Big time. Big time. There's nothing even close to it. Nothing even remotely comparable, which makes a pretty strong case for it. Some things are kind of close, do similar stuff. A creature that makes 4 other flying Death Touchers. Lovely. There's nothing more perfect for me, at least. Maybe for some people that don't have this style of ramp. Castle Garenbrig making 6 only for creatures. Maybe you can make a bunch of mana for whatever. You could spend that bunch of mana on a sorcery or an instant, and something other than the Hornet Queen might make more sense for you, but for me, Hornet Queen's where it's at. Hornet Queen is the queen. It's the other queen, along with Ghalta there. Taking a while for that opponent to join, though. Interesting. This might be a glitch of the night. It takes a while, and then all of a sudden it goes to the screen. It says draw automatically, and well, you just go back to the main screen. You jump right into it, and usually this glitch only happens once. Oh boy. I'm not even sure how this glitch happens. It's been happening since ever, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Interesting. I feel it might have been Azorius control there. You see the Teferi avatar. Man, that would have been good. It would be nice to get revenge on the opponent from last night. Though perhaps they have flown up higher than me, and right away. Well, this is not Azorius control. I can tell you that much. I could be surprised with the Liliana avatar, but that's a keeper though. That hand, absolutely 2 Sylvan Scryings. It is problematic. If I only had one, I would be worried about the Thoughtseize for sure. Fear of missing out, not too bad. Not the end of the world. Commune search for good, a source of green. That's really what I'm looking for. And then Sylvan gets the castle. I get my 3 sources of green for Archdruids. I like it. But you can see right now, I'm continuing to skip over Up the Beanstalk. That is just... oh, wow. There we go. But again, I'm spending 3 for Archdruids. I would never, ever spend 2 in this same moment for Beanstalk. Beanstalk could also be Glimpse the Core, that sort of thing. But also you're seeing the Sylvan Scryings pretty much become useless at this point. I mean, there's always a chance of that happening. Oh, that's okay. We got the Sunken, we got the Thoughtseize, you haven't killed me yet. You can only get rid of 1 creature that costs 7. Maybe they get rid of the Beanstalk or Sylvan Scrying because this opponent does not know how much I'm going to make. I don't think that's going to happen. I've got the laugh ready. Maybe a different laugh. Yeah, I'll do a different laugh if they get rid of anything other than... They got rid of Up the Beanstalk. They got rid of Up the Beanstalk. Fine by me. What you gonna do? Kill the Vaultborn and give me a copy and give me another card and 3 more life? Maybe I get Ghalta. Kill you next turn. I mean, it could be dead to the flying demon there, unfortunately. Okay, not too bad. We'll play T-Rex, got a bunch of life. Hit for 12. They would take everything. They would go down to 2, and then we would be dead from the aggression. So we have to hold everybody back, unfortunately. I got enough blockers down below. I think we could maybe be safe. It's going to be close, though. Oh yeah, never mind. Fear of missing out. They only had 3 card types in the graveyard, but with what they did there, they got to 5. They untapped a demon, so they would have done 18 in the air, sadly. That Hornet Queen, that's where it's at. Trim up the beanstalk. Boom. Now, Hornet Queen being up the beanstalk, if I had started off with Hornet Queen, would they have gotten rid of the Hornet Queen as they did up the beanstalk that previous game? I don't know. Probably. I have to assume they would have seen that and would have been absolutely not. Yeah. Again, happens every once in a while. The Sylvan Scryings become ineffective. It's gonna happen. Of course, I would never really trim them. I could risk it a bit. Maybe. It has honestly been quite some time since I've tried that. Trimming Sylvan Scrying, replacing it with some sort of ramp might be nice. No. Oh yeah. Big time, yeah. Oh, my pack stamina has recovered. I started playing Pokemon TCG Pocket. Trying to get another Kabuto. I will see. That is a pretty fun game. Pretty generous with the packs that it gives you. A free pack or 2 every day, I believe. What's not to love about that? What's not to love about an opponent not casting a Thoughtseize on turn 1? Oh, not doing anything on turn 2. This is unheard of, folks. They're probably dead at this point. You can't let me do stuff for the first few turns, then you do nothing. Maybe they still don't get rid of the 3rd Sylvan. That's not gonna cut it. Not even close. Don't need any more lands at this point, but next turn, I'm making the big mana. I'm making 8. Ghalta would be great, but we get the Hornet Queen, maybe. Oh, they got Thoughtseize now. We dodged a bullet. We tried our best. Oh, no, that's okay. They just drain us a little bit. Actually, they don't. Boom, Hornet Queen. Yeah, I think this is probably the way. Start off with Hornet Queen instead of Up the Beanstalk. Just completely trim up the Beanstalk. I like it. Ooh. The big demon that's never going to attack. The Commune with Dinosaurs is quite fantastic. We search for Ghalta. Oh, I can still play Ghalta? Oh yeah, I can still play Ghalta. That's what we're doing. It is so insane. Spending 1 green to dig for Ghalta, still being able to play her. Love it. Quit now. Maybe they have a sweeper. They could have a sweeper. Let's not get too excited here, folks. The deadly cover-up, whatever it's called, for 5. That will be painful. That's not painful at all. What are you going to do for 2? You have 2 mana left, you're dead. I don't see how they can get out of it for 2. I guess they are gaining a bunch of life. Maybe they'll kill Ghalta or something like that. At the very least, I got Vaultborn, another nice blocker. I do gain 1 life, which is not nothing. After Sheoldred drains us for 2. Okay, something. We take out the demon. That is big. Now, will they have exile-based removal for Vaultborn? We wouldn't be completely dead from that. And maybe they do have a sweeper here too. I don't know. Perhaps they could get the job done. Just barely. Okay, that's a little painful. Maybe they'll play Thoughtseize. That would have been pretty hilarious. Oh, Archdruid's Charm. 100%, that's where it's at. You know what we're killing? Yeah, we're killing this demon here. Good stuff. You can't target T-Rex. They probably have a bit of removal. Vaultborn Tyrant and whatnot. Would that kill him? Perhaps 9, 18. I think it probably would. Sheoldred has to block somebody. Good. Okay, we get a copy of it. Oh, exactly. Lethal. Yes, please. Okay. I actually thought that was the 3rd game. It was how it is, but Hornet Queen staying in. Possibly Tyrranax Rex, maybe. Could have been trimmed for Hornet Queen, but picture that. Up the Beanstalk was in instead of T-Rex. Ooh, we would have lost. Carnage Tyrant maybe instead. You get the idea. It would have gone completely differently if I had done that. Too risky. That's a little bit better. Trim Ghalta for sure. Of course, we're keeping the Hornet Queen. I do like that hand just because I still have the 2 lands, 2 Sylvans, 1 Commune. It's definitely a little bit better for assembling the pieces that I need. Well, I sent a Ghalta to the bottom and I got a replacement. Don't need T-Rex. I want to increase the chances of drawing a land next turn, Sylvan to grab Castle, that sort of thing. But definitely, always start off grabbing Castle Garenbrig. I could draw an Archdruid's next turn, playing Castle, have 3 green. Archdruids for Sunken. That's alright. We're still grabbing it. Is it going to be too little too late? It could be if they play Sheoldred next turn. Yeah. Or some sort of demon. I have no... Love it. Oh, 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 oh. Oops. Yeah, there you go. Top decked a Sylvan Scrying, which they could have gotten rid of with duress if it was in my hand, but it wasn't. Now they're dead. If they don't have a Thoughtseize, they're dead. They're dead. That's what it's all about. Dead-ish. Not dealing 12 next turn, I can tell you that much. That's revenge. That's definitely revenge. Of course, they could have a sweeper, but we didn't even see a sweeper the previous. I don't think they have a sweeper. I hope they don't. What you gonna do?
Don't push it. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Cool stuff. I still got stuff. You're still dead. You're still dead. Even if I don't draw a creature next turn. That's still decent. 8 for 12/12 trample haste. Gotta love it. Oh, perfect. All right. Now that's a pretty fantastic nightcap, if I do say so myself. Of course, bouncing around up and down as it is, but I go through the pain, so perhaps you guys don't have to. You see Up the Beanstalk, you compare it with the Hornet Queen, you get thinking, ooh, just start with the Hornet Queen. Never bother with Up the Beanstalk. Again, it's fantastic potential. This deck has pretty much more triggers potentially for Up the Beanstalk than any other deck that would use it. Sometimes over a third of the deck has a mana value of 5 or more, triggering Beanstalk, drawing a card, so it is very enticing. Definitely something to consider. Yeah. Alright, we'll leave it there for tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed watching. Right now, later on, whenever it is, I hope work goes good if you're back to work. But if you're still on holidays, hopefully you get some good rest. You have a good time. Have a good time here. And yeah, see you later. Peace.
It's a rescue operation and it's leaving right now.